What's going on?
He looks up towards you.
Oh shit, Valen's here.
I just had to use something.
I know, sorry. Sorry, just had to point out. Sorry, Doom.
No.
All right. Listen, this is just business. I need the money. And as he says that, from the shadows, you see several people step out from behind the crates. And you hear footsteps coming from the catwalk above you.
I knew this was an ambush.
We'll get on the message drop again to Symeon to get over here. Basically, and
It's a drop.
Flint, protect those two. Norgrax and I will deal with these.
Okay.
Okay, everyone, roll initiative.
My favourite part of every combat. Every single
Right.
one.
You know what's not my favourite is rolling a fucking 3.
Holy shit. I rolled a 19 on initiative. What?
At least we actually get to roll initiative.
I'm going to take the fucking alert for you just to stop that happening. I swear. Not metagaming at all.
I'm just... wow. I mean... Finian got a nosebleed, I suppose?
He dropped the rock, he's trying to catch it. But it falls on the floor.
Stubs a toe. 1d1 bludgeoning damages to his pinky toe.
Just the pinky toe, though.
Just pinky toe.
Okay. Should have labelled these guys. I can't be able to. Oh well.
You could literally just, like... I usually just click on them and then in, like, the red circle I just number them.
Good point, I can do that right now.
And just it helps tracking them for HP.
Yeah, I do that in my campaign as well.
Yeah.
I don't DM.
But I was just,
I'm sorry.
But I'm not invited. I was just thinking, why can't I play? Is this revenge for not being able to roll initiative in my campaign?
Yes, that is exactly it. All my campaign is I was making constant initiative rolls.
You can't tell it. You can't do the classic DM line. Roll for initiative. We don't get that simple pleasure, but you
I
took
know.
that from us.
I'm a monster. Yes, I know.
Okay. So, Nagrax, you actually get to act first.
What is this nonsense? I've never done this before. Jeez, opening the combat. Wow, wait. So is this like an walkway over here, Doom, or is this?
Yes, it is. It's exactly to the same size, so he's currently stood right above where... Well, those archers pretty much stood right above where you guys are now.
Oh, I see that. I thought
So
that thing
we
was like a
can't-
minecart rail. I guess that's stairs on the right.
Yeah, it's meant to be, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit better than my mine shaft from Order of the Giant Queen.
So are we actually aware of these guys' presence on the walkway?
Okay, so
You heard footsteps above you, so yes.
65
Okay.
feet away. Okay, so I'm just double checking something. Boop, boop. Okay, Doom, these boxes, are they providing any sort of cover?
I'd say, I think it's... Is it half cover for +2?
I'm not
Yes.
sure. I was.
So it's
Plus-
half cover.
+2 for half, +5 for 3/4.
It's going to be half cover then.
Okay. So I think Nagrax is going to move up to about here,
Okie dokie.
and he is going to cast a spiritual weapon over here. Should be in range to do that. 60-foot range. That's 40 foot away.
Wrong direction, you're dragging.
Oh, what
That's
was that say?
There's a... That is going to be over here. But yeah,
So, like, in this spot here. Oh, sorry.
I know where you're putting it, but just in terms of range, it's over here.
I can't. Oh, right, okay. Alright, so he could have stayed where he was then. Sorry, I thought that was ahead of us.
No, that bottom room is the next floor up.
I see, sorry, I completely... Yeah, sorry, that was my bad. Okay, in that case, I think what Nagrax is going to do instead, he's just going to move a little bit to the side just so he gets the half cover benefit from there, and then cast Spiritual Weapon up here.
Okie dokie.
So, it's going to draw the Hammer of Bonking. Okay, I'm going to get the Hammer of Bonking to attack this target as my bonus action.
Okie dokie. Do.
Cough.
Bonk away.
Slots. .24 hit
That does hit, yes.
for 11 force damage.
That was the left one, was it?
This one, yes.
Okie dokie. You slam the hammer down, and it takes him quite by surprise. He stumbles slightly. What the hell is that?
Okay, let me just see if there's anything else he wants to do. And as Nagrax's main action, he is going to cast Bless.
Okie dokie.
So, D4 to attack rolls and saving throws.
Yep. On who?
My apologies, that will be on... In fact, where is Finian right now exactly?
He's back in the main lobby where he was left.
So it's going to be Nagrax, Symeon, and Flint then.
Okie dokie.
Okay, and that ends his turn.
Okie dokie. Now the first of these guys is going to make his move. Yep, selects the right one, good. Can't do too much for him then. He's going to move up to the... Get behind those crates, giving him half cover. And then he'll end his turn. Now Flint.
Can I tell how many people were upstairs?
Make an intelligence roll.
$17.
You can discern that there's two people.
No, since I don't think they're any immediate danger to me and there's these guys in front, I would like to stay where I am, trying to guard Collin and his assistant, whose name I can't remember.
Bulls.
Alright, and I would like to cast Mirror Image.
Okie dokie. Oh, that's a lot of text.
Shadow Clone Jutsu.
Fair enough.
Basically.
So you basically have
Yeah.
three clones, and the AC gets progressively lower each time.
Yeah.
A clone is destroyed. Otherwise, if the AC is met, it hits a clone rather than Flint. I believe is the way it works, Flint.
Yeah.
Alrighty, and do you end your turn?
Yeah, I'll end my turn.
Right, and that goes to one of the other ones. This one down here. He's going to move up there and end his turn. That goes to Symeon.
How high are all these stacks of crates? Are they all above like head height, or are some smaller?
I'd say the bigger ones go higher, but these ones go up to about chest level.
Because you certainly know about half cover, right?
Like this one over here, I'd say is completely hidden. This one, I would say 3/4.
Okay, since I see this guy, is he like crouched down, hiding behind the crates? This guy?
He's kind of peeking, sort of.
Can I run and like shoulder bars the crates on top of him. So they
Sure.
sort of just collapse. on
Uh,
top of him.
Make a strength check against them.
I guess
17.
Can I add a d4 to that for bless as well, or
Yeah,
does that
go ahead.
count? So 19.
19. Okay, yeah. You slam into the side of the crates, and they seem like they won't give for a second, but then one of them topples over, and you hear him shout, "Fuck no!" And then you hit crash to the ground, and you hear him shout in pain. And he's going to take 2d8 and be pinned.
Nice.
Good call.
Was that did that count for my action for the round?
Yes, it did.
Tackling, yeah, I'd say so.
Okay. Don't believe I get any bonus actions, do I? No, I do not. Alright, in that case, then I'm just gonna step round to face the guy. Guess I'll come up right beside him.
His leg is completely pinned underneath one of the crates, and he's on the floor looking up at you with a sword in his hand.
Hope you know how to use that, boy. I'll end my turn.
Okie doke. It's now going to be number 3. It is the one that got bonked by the hammer. He's going to look down, and then he's going to draw a bow. And seeing Symeon has basically been the most active so far, physically, he's going to fire an arrow at you. Wait, I should show what the custom roll thing up beforehand. 15 doesn't hit, I imagine?
Nope.
Okay, so the arrow just pings into the dirt beside you, cobble the floor, and he's going to draw for another shot attack. 20 hit you.
No, I've got 21 when I got my shield out.
Damn.
That's a tank.
Okie dokie. So, both of them miss. That's the end of his turn.
Even though they're fully aware that there's people above us, I'll duck and shout, "Above on the catwalk!"
Now, it's the owner's turn. He's going to run over here and he's going to shut and close this gate and lock it between him and Finian. That ends his turn. Finion's turn.
Oh, poor Finian.
He runs over and he tries to break the gates.
You know what
He's
would
gonna
break
make-
the gate? His spiritual arms.
Oh god, this was the moment.
Yep.
This is it. This is it.
He's just going to try and do a straight up check.
Oh god, what is Finian's strength?
Wow.
Plus
Okay.
2. Wow, +2. Fuck, that's higher than I thought.
So he tries to break it down. He tries slamming his foot straight into where the lock is, and he just kind of hobbles backwards. Whilst the guy on the other side nervously kind of smiles at him, and yeah. And now that's going to go to number 4. Number 4, are you here? Yes, number 4 is right there. He's also going to fire twice at Symeon.
Bring it.
Oof.
You brought it with the first one.
He did.
Yeah, first one hits.
In fact, do you take half damage from piercing, Symeon?
I reduce it by 3.
Reduce it by 3,
Haha!
okay.
So the arrow flies
Wow.
and it hits you straight into your armor. And you think for a second you've been hit.
It's
and
like,
you realize you just kind of
tick.
wedged just between the seal of the armor and you just kind of pull it out.
Look up and wink at him.
Which one's number 4?
This one over here.
Okay.
asking for no particular reason at all.
Nah, if it was one of those in the bottom right on the first floor, then would Symeon have got cover? But
They
they
would
don't
have
have
had to
both.
have gone around it.
Fair enough.
I see. The one at the very back now is going to break cover and he's going to run over to here. And that's going to be the end of his turn. But I should give him more movement now. Oh well.
Never mind.
You know what? He's going to ready an attack in case anyone comes in range.
This is turning into XCOM. We've got cover and we've got Overwatch now.
Okie dokie. It's now going to be Collin and Gibbles. Collin is going to back off over here. He's staying below where the archers are. And Gibbles is going to fire a firebolt at this one here.
Ah, nice.
He completely misses. Okie dokie.
He's rolled it. Is that freeze roll?
Yep.
Okay.
Wow, okay.
No modifiers. Now that's going to go back to the top of the turn order to... Actually, no, it's not. Yeah, it is. Back to the top of the turn order.
So, Nigrax's turn, right?
Yes.
Okay. Nigrax's bonus action will take another attack with the hammer.
Okay.
Okay.
Same target.
Same target, yeah.
Bunk away.
12 I
That does not
assume
hit.
does not hit.
He expects it this time, and he dodges it definitely.
That's fair enough. Okay. He's readying. This guy here is readying a like an arrow or something.
He basically got his sword drawn, ready to strike if anyone comes in range.
So it comes of him specifically. Okay.
Say again?
If it comes to him specifically, I guess.
Yes.
I think Nigrax will actually move over and assist Symeon in finishing this one off then.
Okie dokie.
I'm guessing I'm not going to be entering his range if I go past him, right?
No, you need to have gone into that block there specifically.
Yeah, which it can move around. Okay. Nigrax is going to bring down the mace, not the kneecaps. He isn't a monster today.
I mean, his legs are pinned anyway, so...
Hey, hasn't stopped
attack
him
with
before.
advantage.
Yay. Okay, 26, pretty nice.
Yep, that hits.
It's not a crit, unfortunately. Very close, though.
Hmm.
So that is 9 force damage, and then 1d4 for poison.
Okie dokie. You slam it down, you hit him straight on the chest, and he cries out in pain. And you end your turn?
Yeah, Nigrax won this turn now.
Okie dokie. Now goes to the guy that's pinned. He's just going to swing up with his weapon twice against... he's going to go for Nigrax, given Nigrax just is the one that hit him.
Will this be
recently.
disadvantage because he's currently prone?
It will be, yes. So his first two are for the first attack.
Okay,
14
first
hit.
attack. Nope, misses.
Okay, second attack. Assume that also misses.
Both miss, yes.
Critically flails his sword around and manages to completely whiff both the attacks. And now it's Flint's turn.
How flammable do these crates look?
They're quite damp.
Right. And you said there were broken windows inside this room?
Yes.
Alrighty then, I shall turn to this guy here. Once I get the right thing selected. And cast Fireball it is at him.
You cast Fireball at him.
Yep.
Okie dokie.
The guy penned on the ground?
This guy.
Oh, right, I was just about to say, God, that poor guy.
I mean, the other
Oh.
guy should still be in the radius.
Was it 20 foot?
Yeah.
Oh no.
And that guy will be as well.
Oh.
Well, he's got the evocation, doesn't he, or something like that? To
Yeah, of
stop
course.
us
Yeah.
taking damage.
Of
Of course.
Yeah, of course I would
yes,
intentionally
sure.
put people in danger with fireball.
That's what wizards do.
And
Okay,
it's a D15 save. A deck save.
Okay, so this one will be for the one that's in the center. He reads it.
Right.
Okay. Now the one for the lowest down to the south does not make it. And the one that's pinned will have disadvantage, so 2 roll. Give me his.
Just
Actually, you
about
know
to say,
what?
the guy's
No,
pinned,
it'll
I
just
don't
hit.
think-
It'll just hit him.
don't
He's
think
not
he
going to
can
roll.
avoid it,
Yeah. The dex save, so he's got no chance. So it hits the one that's pinned. Roll, Mr. DiMaggio.
I might be wrong, but I think
Wow.
if you're prone, you just instantly fail.
I'm
don't you?
pretty
That's the way I'm ruling it either way.
sure.
Yeah. I mean,
that's
it's
the
your
case.
rules.
Yeah.
Rules layering.
So 2 takes 28. The guy's down. He also takes 28. And the guy that's in the middle takes half. Okie dokie. So Fireball erupts and it actually damages a load of these crates, basically destroying them and scattering the stuff that was inside.
Great job
quite a
defending the merchandise, guys.
There's quite a bit of crappy looking food inside, some levers, things like that. They're all strewn all across the area. You hear a curse from over here. And these all take damage, and the one in the center of it manages to take the least amount of damage somehow. This one ended up taking more damage from the shrapnel that hit him from the blast, it seems.
You know what? Just because like rancid foods like jump out, could you not flavour it so you got slapped with a fish?
Yes, I could. A delayed blast. Suddenly a fish appears. Takes 1 d8 extra damage.
Nice.
Do you end your turn, Mr. Flint? You're muted.
Yeah, I am my turn. Also, he was only looking to store his stuff there. I don't think he's actually got anything there at the moment.
Correct.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Still.
Fuck
And-
other
and the-
people's stuff.
Yeah.
Well, this guy's led us into a trap, so I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah.
don't care
that's
about
fair.
his stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is fair.
Yeah, then. Number 2 is going to recover a little bit. He's going to move to the... As he moves, he's going to draw a bow. He's going to take aim at the guy you're meant to be protecting.
Oh no.
Going to fire. And then he's going to fire again. Okie dokie. The 13 does hit. That'll take 1d8 and 2. The arrow strikes Collin right in the shoulder and he stumbles back from it.
I'm guessing that we would hear him win certain pain from that.
Yes, you would. And that's the end of his turn. Now that goes to Symeon.
Alright. I'm gonna leave this guy on the ground to Nargrax. I'm gonna see the guy who drew the bow. I'm gonna first of all throw my Berserker hand axe at him. And then after that I'm just gonna charge him with the sword.
Okie dokie. That definitely hits.
So it's 9 with the hand axe.
Some extra damage for
I
that hand
guess
axe.
if I move up I'm gonna get opportunity from the guy on the floor, but I don't care. I'll
Yes.
take it.
Even though he's prone still.
Yeah, even still, you can still take an opportunity attack.
Thank you.
Do you want to do that first, or shall I roll for my sword?
I'll do the opportunity attack. It will be with disadvantage, so roll twice. It doesn't hit.
Wow, it's good rolls for this advantage, though.
Yeah, it is. So he flails around, and you just quickly jump over. You run straight towards the guy to make your second attack. Yep, that hits.
Yes.
He's reaching back from the axe that's suddenly embedded into his shoulder. He pulls it out and throws it to the floor. Just as he does so, he looks up and he sees you bring the sword straight down across the other side.
Oh, it feels good. Is he still up?
He's still up, but he's looking quite hurt. You can see blood at the corner of his mouth. End your turn.
Yeah, I'll grin at him.
Okay,
Want to dance with me?
Jump, take the target. And that goes to free. And with that, free is going to jump over the edge. Going to take an opportunity attack if you decide to use reaction. Nagrax.
Oh, sorry. Was he jumping down to?
He's jumping down to there. That should be there.
What is about Nagrax take an opportunity attack from there? Oh, you mean from the hammer? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the hammer will. Actually, would it be... I don't suppose it'd be possible to, like, try and sweep the legs so it makes them fall with the reaction.
No, you don't have any maneuvers.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I had to try and lawyer it. I'm sorry.
You got a problem with that?
I got a problem because I can't do the finger one. Me.
You hit him on the way, though.
I do hit him on the way. Okay. 8 force damage.
Let him be
Nice.
dead.
Damn it.
Yeah, it probably won't be.
On a face plant over the rail.
So he just stumbles, he kind of lands awkwardly on top of these crates. But he recovers, and then while standing on the crates, he's going to climb up them. And then he's going to draw his bow, and he's going to fire twice at Collin.
Oh no. Oh,
Both
oh
hits.
no.
Oh,
Okie dokie.
he's dead, isn't he?
No, not quite. So 2 bolts hit Collin, and he stumbles back from one in the shoulder near the other one straight into his chest, and he kind of goes down on one knee. And he kind of looks over towards Flint pleadingly. And that's going to be the end of his turn. Now, back over to the key. To the person who keeps the place, he's going to take a few steps back from the door and end his turn. Actually, no, he's going to run into this little office here. So frantically rooting around, and he gets out a little rusty sword. And then goes to Finian. Finian's going to make a strength check against the door again. Nope, he doesn't get anywhere again.
Damn doors.
That is now going to go to number 4. He's also going to jump off the edge. He goes down a bit further instead of going onto the crates. He lands straight in front of the target.
How far a jump is this?
Yeah, it's going to... I should be honest, it's just taking a bit of fall damage for both of them.
Just
I'm
give,
going to say...
give him a D8 probably.
I'm going to... The one that's just jumped is going to take the D8. 3. That's big damage he's taken, actually. So he kind of lands quite awkwardly onto his knee, and then he's going to rise up, drawing a sword, and he's going to slice at Gibbles.
Not my chibbles.
Not Jibbles.
He hurts Gibbles pretty damn badly.
Oof.
He cuts off one of Gibbles' arms.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
No, Jibbles is going to be in bits if this keeps on.
He's going to be Gibbles.
Just gibble in bits now.
Gibbles, giblets, no!
Actually, it's not a D8 for the sword. Whoops. Oh well, it is now. And just going to take out the modifier for the crits. So that's basically, that's 2 6s. Okay, so that's 12 damage to Gibbles. He's very, very hurt. And he's missing an arm.
That is unfortunate.
I suppose I could shout over, guys, I need help back here.
I'm
If you
gonna
want to
pull
use your
I'm gonna
reaction.
pull a full Barbosa in the third Pirates movie. I'm a little busy at the moment.
That was going to be Collin's turn. This person dropping down suddenly in front of him, attacking Gibbles, is going to suddenly make him draw a dagger out of a pouch by his side, and he's going to make a stab attack at the person that jumped in front of him. He actually does hit.
Oh, badass. fucking boring.
It does max damage.
With arrows.
Nice.
Nice.
It's not much, but still. Okay, so he stabs at him and manages to slit across his arm, and that draws the person's attention back to Collin. Then Gibbles is going to act, and he's going to cast a firebolt straight into this guy's face, using his only arm. And he hits.
I like how you keep reminding us of that fact, Jim.
It's
What
almost.
And max damage.
Fucking
Yeah.
badass. One's missing an arm, one's peppered with arrows, but they're still fighting.
They don't need us, guys.
Fuck, let's pull up a chair and popcorn.
So that firebolt goes straight into the guy's face, takes him by surprise, and kind of makes him stumble. And he frantically starts rubbing at his head, trying to put out the flames. And now it goes to 5. And 5 is going to run up to Nagrax and try and slice him from behind.
Alright. Neither
16
of
hit.
those hit.
Nice. So you hear him coming, and you deftly dodge both of them. And he ends his turn. That goes back to Nagrax.
Okay. Let's just think about this for a second. So this guy's right next to me, so I'd have to... Doom, the archer that's been hit by the hammer, how hurt does he look?
I think it looks a bit bruised.
Okay, that's not good. It's just okay. Just seeing what this could be taken as. I think this is an action. So I just judging which is the best thing to do here.
The one on the floor in front of you looks pretty much... He's quite close to being
He's
dead.
quite close to being dead, okay. In fact, let me just see. That's not going to quite be enough. Is the hammer about here at the moment, Doom?
It's here.
Oh, the hammer's actually there. Okay. So let me just see how far that could. So 20. If it moved to here, Doom, would it be in range of this guy?
Yes, it would.
Okay, I'm going to move the hammer to that position. Just can I actually? No, I'll just draw it.
Drag over it.
I did drag over it, but it would not let me.
These arrows.
Oh, it's my arrows. Okay, it's here now. It's slightly off center as well, but that's okay.
I
Right.
hate it.
I know. So the hammer is going to make an attack on that guy on the ground with advantage. Yep. Oh, sorry. Let me just go down here.
Right, roll damage. You definitely hit.
12 force damage.
Oh,
Nice. Okay, your hammer swings down onto him, and he seems on death's door. He's pretty fucked up by that hit.
Okay, I have to just double check something before I commit to my next decision here. Okay, cool. Think Nagrax is going to make an attack against that guy once more on the floor.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I didn't use his action yet, did I?
Nope.
Just wondering if this is worth it. Screw it. Going to use a channel divinity slot. I'm going to restore up to 30. It's 30 points of damage, but it only takes these guys to half. So, how much HP would it be to restore both the guys to half health.
I mean, up to half the health.
Up to half the health, yeah. How many points? I can do
You
up to
could-
30.
Collin's taken 19. Gibbles has taken 12. Neither's actually at the halfway point yet.
They're not at the halfway point.
Close, but not quite.
Okay, sorry. From the way you described it, you made it sound like they were hurt a lot more. Okay, then.
I mean,
Yeah.
Gibbles is missing an arm, so he
I
is
thought
hurt
these
very
were
badly.
like
His
common
arms.
NPC stats. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
that's what I was thinking
I
as
had
well.
to at least be a little bit fair with this, otherwise, yeah,
Okay, fair enough.
I would
To
already
be,
be long dead.
yeah, to be honest with you, I'll just take that I burn the slots on nothing then, annoyingly. Okay, in that case, Nigrax will end his turn.
So it could only be if they were taking over half the health and damage.
Yep, if it does, like that's what I was thinking they were below half health, that's why I did it, so... Should I
Alright.
just keep should I burn the slot? Just because I didn't know that.
Like I said, you
It's up
try
to
to do that, but it doesn't actually activate because the requirements aren't met, so you still get your
Oh,
action.
so I can still take my action.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, Nigrax is just going to do what he's initially going to do. Let's down this guy with the mace.
Okay.
With advantage.
Indeed. You kill him.
Nice.
Oh,
It
You
bears
slam it
damage
straight down his chest, and you completely cave his chest in. He's gone.
anyway. Yay.
Was there any need to roll damage?
No, but I wanted to.
Okie dokie. One guy down. 4 to go.
Okay.
End your turn.
Yeah, that'll be the end of his turn. Actually, no,
Then-
he'll turn to face the guy
Fair
who's here, just to avoid any shenanigans,
Mm.
and then he'll end his turn.
Okie dokie.
Oh, it's me, right?
Yeah, it is, yes.
Can I get in between Gibbles and this guy?
You would have to push him out the way. That would be your action
Ugh.
if you succeed in the strength check. But even if you didn't succeed, it would still be your action.
Okay, then then I'd like to move up to this square.
Yep.
And if I cast Burning Hands, it's a 15-foot cone. Would it be able to get both those guys? My main intention will be.
Yeah, I'd say you'd be able to, yeah.
My main intention will be to like set that pile of crates on fire and distract them both.
Okay. They have to make dex saves generally, don't they, bad boy?
The Burning Hands, yeah, 15.
Did I do +2 or +4 before? I can't remember. Did +4 still. Right.
+2.
Was it +2?
I'm just joking. I have no idea.
No,
I
I
mean,
mean, rolled.
Of course, we're going to lawyer for the lower roll.
Yeah. I see no +2s to the d20s. I remember that. Okay, so they both made their dex save. That was for the nearest one, furthest one. They both failed then. How much damage did they take?
I shall let you know in a moment. When it decides to roll the die.
Yeah.
15.
Okay, 15. Okay, from that, they both look fairly hurt. What was the max possible damage you could have rolled for that?
Me.
Actually, you rolled quite low, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to say that none of the crates set fire from that. See a couple of them smolder briefly, but nothing happens.
Gah. Did I get
So
their
I did-
attention at least?
Yes, you definitely got their attention. They suddenly seen you as a threat.
That's okay then. I'll end the turn.
Okay, and that will be 2's turn. 2, time for you to act.
Okay.
2 will draw his sword, dropping his bow completely, and he's going to swing twice at Symeon.
Bring it on.
Yeah,
What we
they're
got,
not hitting.
No.
He had a bow?
He fired an arrow previously, yes.
Okay.
And Collin, sorry. Clinton. Now
Yeah.
going to be Symeon's turn.
Is that all you've got? I'm just going to swing twice at this guy with my sword.
Go ahead.
Remember, Bless is still in
Leave it.
effect.
Oh, yeah,
Bless.
yeah. Fair enough, fair enough.
I guess that's the first one.
First one does not hit.
That's the second one.
Second one does hit now.
Yay.
Okay, 10 damage.
10. And can I burn my action surge and attack this guy again?
You can do if you want, yeah.
I'm going to do that. I want this guy down. I know my boy's in trouble.
He looks pretty damn hurt. So, make an attack. That one hits. Roll your damage. Okay. You quite cleanly slice his head off with the first attack. Well, with the third attack.
Alright, have I used my action surge and I'd get 2 attacks. Have I still got a second attack left?
You do, yes.
My action surge. Alright, would grabbing my hand axe back up count for anything?
I consider it your interaction.
Alright, I want to grab it back up then. And full on charge this guy.
Full on charge him.
That guy.
Yep.
And I'll finish him. Finish off with my sword again.
Yep, your last attack. Go ahead. That hits. And that's a 12. You're doing quite well with the one-handed attacks.
Very good at one-handed.
I see what you did there.
I'm your opponent now. Hit me with all you've got.
You slice cleanly across his back as you say that. And he kind of looks at you, then looks around, trying to see he's quite seriously surrounded.
Ooh, I still have a bonus action, right?
Nope, action surge.
Oh, right, that is the bonus action. Gotcha.
Yeah. That's a bonus
Cool.
action to give you a new action.
You are...
Otherwise, you could potentially attack 4 times, bonus action, attack 4 times, bonus action, attack 4 times.
Yeah.
It'd be broken as all hell.
It'll
I
be
only,
the
get one,
equivalent
I only
of.
get 1 action surge per short rest.
It'll just be the equivalent of.
Now.
Monster Kahado!
It's going to be free, and free has seen you suddenly charge straight over. And he's going to draw his bow, and he's going to attack Gibbles. Twice. I forgot what I bloody decided for Gibbles AC.
I was just about to say, must be read decently low.
It is, yeah.
Must be
The
at
11
least
will
10,
hit.
right?
But yeah.
Yeah. Who has a 10 AC?
Yeah, so now our arrow goes straight into Gibbles.
No.
No, Gibbles.
Straight into where the arm used to be.
No!
Oh,
That's his new arm now.
talk about rubbing arrows into the wound.
We've got.
And that's going to end his turn.
That was perfect for a laugh track. Whatever, it's fine.
Hey. This guy's going to start pacing inside his office, holding the rusty sword. Symeon is yet again going to try and break down this door.
And he's going to succeed.
He takes a run up and then he runs straight at it, does a double kick straight at the door lock, and it suddenly snaps back, swinging open. With that, he gets back up and then he runs in. He's going to run straight to this door and he's going to be looking at you guys. And it's going to do his turn. Now, it'll be number 4. 4 is the one that's currently surrounded and kind of fucked. He's going to sprint around looking at you all quickly, and then he's going to... I'd say whirlwind his sword, but he can't do that, sadly. So
That would be quite a good move in this situation, but
he's going to make an attack attempt against Gibbles, and then one towards Collin.
Man.
Leave Gibbles alone. God damn it.
That one hits Gibbles. And 3 damage. Okay, he hurts Gibbles quite a bit, slashing straight down his front, and he looks like he's very nearly dead. I was going to make an attack against Collin, and that does hit. Okay, that slashes straight across his stomach, and he goes down onto one knee. That's the end of his turn. And now that goes to Collin and Gibbles. Collin, seeing Gibbles get hurt so much, is going to try to... No, he can't. We have to move him back. That'd be a maneuver to be able to do that. Okay, he's not going to do that. He's just going to simply strike at the guy that's currently been doing all the damage. And he hits. For max damage.
Again, nice.
Now Gibbles is going to raise his arm, and he's going to attempt to cast Firebolt again. And it completely whiffs and hits the catwalk above. That's the end of their turn. It's now to 5. The one beside you, Nagrax, and he's going to swing his sword at you twice. Misses both times. Now Nagrax's turn.
right. Would Nigrax kind of hear like the screams of pain coming over from this direction?
You'll be able to outright see now. Symeon pushed these crates over.
Right. Okay. I think considering, just see, so be 10. So yeah, Nigrax is going to take an opportunity attack to move back towards Gibbles and Collin.
Okie.
So roll your opportunity.
It misses.
Yeah. Okay. So he's going to basically get in between these two.
Okie.
Okay. So, I think with his. I think he's going to use. Did you say that Gibbles is looking pretty, well, almost dead at this point?
Gibbles looks like he's pretty much there.
Okay, let me just see. I think. Just checking which one of these two are better. Okay. Yep. So, Nigrax is going to use a level 2 cure wounds on Gibbles.
Okay.
Okay, he heals for 21.
Then, okay. You see all the wounds close. The arrow's still stuck in him, so he doesn't quite heal all the way.
Damn, I always forget about that.
Does the arm fly back up onto his body?
Nope.
Yeah,
The wound where his arm
Damn it.
connected closes mostly though within that arrow.
Okay.
And he seems heavily revitalized, pretty much like you've near enough completely full healed him.
I don't suppose Nigrax could do medicine as a bonus action to remove the arrow.
I'd allow it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Nah, that's not gonna happen.
I'm going to say you cause 1 point of damage.
How much
Time to move
damage?
it down. Just 1 point.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. So that takes his bonus action as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, in that case, that'll...
Actually, no, that'll be your interaction. Sorry.
Okay. Doom, do you know the crates here?
Yes.
Would it be possible to use my hammer to, like, knock one of, like... to, like, jostle the crates so this guy falls off?
I'll allow it, but you've got to hit above an 18.
I've got to get above an 18.
It's specifically targeting the crate.
Yeah, that's reasonable. In
The
fact,
smouldering crates.
Does Bless apply to your hammer?
No, it doesn't. I mean, it only applies to Nigrak specifically. Okay. Yeah, I'll give it a go. I'm not got my hopes up though. Ah, nah, no, that.
You swing your hammer into the crates, and it just kind of shoves it to the side slightly and dents the crate a little bit, but it doesn't really seem to do anything to the pile.
Fair enough.
Okay, and that's the end of your turn.
Yep, end of his turn.
Miss your flint.
How damaged do these two guys look?
Yeah. The one that's in between you all looks more damaged. The third one looks so-and-so. Looks like he could fight for a bit longer.
What are they wearing?
It seems to be a leather armor.
Leather. Alright, see my comrades will probably have this guy in front of me dealt with. I shall cast a... What are my options again? I shall cast a acid chromatic orb at the guy on top of the crates.
Okay, make your attack roll.
To 24.
Yep, that hits. Roll DiMaggio.
When it loads.
You can do it. Well, could always use better rolls.
Oh no. 18.
No damage. Okay, so that'll be... Okay, the acid splashes across him and it burns his skin and his face, and you can see it leaving quite painful marks across his neck. And he looks pretty fucked up.
Good.
Does it by chance burn through his armor and lower his AC?
If you got a nat 20, I'd probably, yeah. I'd haggle it could do that, but no.
Fair enough. I'll end my turn after that.
Okie dokie. That now goes to Symeon.
As long as I should think I've definitely got his attention now.
I'm gonna go for the guy in front of me. He's the bigger threat.
You ahead. And that hits. Roll damage.
11. And if he's not dead, I guess I'll hit him again.
You slash across him, and he nearly stumbles and falls, but he kind of braces on his sword and looks back up at you, blood dripping from his mouth. Swing again, if you're going to swing. And that hits just. And you don't need to roll damage.
Bless anyway.
And you outright kill him. You bring the sword down, straight across his neck, and blood pools out below him, and he collapses.
Fought to the end. A true warrior. I'll turn my attention over to this guy. I guess I'll... Can I get up on the crates with him?
Make an acrobatics check as you try to climb him towards him. See, make sure you don't get opportunity attack against you. Given you're climbing.
Oh no,
Good.
the high
That's not gonna
ground.
help there.
Right?
Silver and again.
He sees you starting to climb up the crates at him, and he draws his bow and fires at you. He misses. Okay. I mean, you can still climb them, but it just meant you got that attack against you.
Oh, gotcha. So I'll be up on there with him then.
Yep.
You're going to use that little bow against me? Bring a better weapon. My turn's done.
Okay, it's now his turn. He looks at the bow and then back at you. He discards it,
Um,
dropping it down, drawing his sword, and he's going to swing twice at you.
Bring it on, baby.
Misses both times. Guess I give these guys better buffs.
I was just about to say, these guys have got quite a bit of HP, but they don't really seem to be hitting very much, at least not at the moment.
Maybe we should
Almost
have done
like-
the full encounter.
No, it's okay. I like this.
I debuffed it because Finian
Full
wasn't there.
encounter was 20 guys.
Actually, it was going to be 3 more. And yeah, it's going to be Finian's turn now then. He's going to now try and break down this one.
Have we spotted him? Oh, fuck no.
Well, the door's in the way, isn't it?
It's a kind of big great door. Kind of like think of a prison cell kind of visual. But either way, feeling quite strong at the last door, he simply pulls back his fist and then pushes it straight into the lock, and it snaps open, swinging inside.
Punch.
And he finally runs in. He's going to run straight towards this one. Wait, he's already used a reaction, hasn't he? And actually, no, it's his next set of turns. So I'm going to have to make an acrobatics check as well, as he quickly runs up.
Wow.
Okay. He's going to get hit. He's not going to get hit. Okay. Finian will use his bonus action to make an offhand strike. Unarmed strike, even.
Offhand strike with his other hand.
And he misses. Okay. And that's the end of Finian's turn.
Finian, where have you been, lad?
They locked the doors. Sorry. And now it's going to be... Oh, Paul's dead, so it's going to be these two's turn. Collin is going to go towards Gibbles, and he's going to basically hold him and look at his arm. Gibbles, I'm sorry, are you okay? Yes, sir, yes. Yes, it's not the time, sir. And then Gibbles is going to raise his hand and cast a Firebolt. Misses. Again, it hits the ceiling. And now it's going to be Five's turn, who everyone kind of forgot about.
Nygax wanted to try and save someone's life, so...
Yeah, I wouldn't
makes
say we
sense,
forgot
makes
about him.
sense.
Who are you saying then?
What should I have him do?
Right, you're referring to this fellow over here?
Nope.
Or this
Throw
one?
his weapons down and surrender. Well, if you insist, Doom.
He's going to make his way towards the staircase, and he's going to run up. I think he gets about there-ish. As he gets to there, he's going to draw his bow. He's going to fire twice at Collin.
Is Crate's not in his way?
He's higher,
Okay.
so no. 19 hits. 8 damage. Takes Collin straight in the same side as the other 2 bolts that have hit his shoulder. And that's going to be the end of his turn. Now that is back to Nargrax.
Okay, how hurt does Collin look after that attack, Doom?
He looks pretty hurt.
Looks pretty
He could
hurt.
probably take another 1, maybe 2. But he's hurt.
Okay. If Nygax kind of like stepped in front of Collin, would that block this archer's view for a subsequent attack? Or could he kind of shoot above Nygax?
He's got height, so he can shoot above.
He can shoot above, okay. Let me just see if there's a... I've actually got that many options, annoyingly. I think Nygax is going to whip out the healing wand, and he's going to burn a charge to do a level 1 cure wounds on Collin.
Okey-dokey. Nice.
11 healing. I was 11 damage. No, that's not what I meant. No.
11 anti-damage.
Okay, let me just go ahead and mark this off. Can Nargrax use the interaction again to try and remove that bolt? Oh,
He's got 3 arrows in him.
no, not in Collin, the stump. The guy healed.
Oh yeah, you can go ahead again. Yeah. I'd say for 13, you managed to just about pull it out.
Yay! Right. And then for Nargrax's bonus action, I think I don't think he's going to try and knock that guy off anymore. I think he's just going to. Actually, how far away is this guy? Is he more than 20? No, he's more than 20 feet away. Sorry. Going to move the hammer over to this guy and just go for an attack with the hammer.
Okie dokie.
$20?
Yep, that hits.
For 11 force damage.
Hammer suddenly teleports straight behind him, and he suddenly kind of sees it in his peripheral vision. As he tries to turn around, the hammer comes straight into his face as he turns, and it swings him off the crates and straight onto the floor.
Nice. Nice.
He did. End your turn.
Yeah, I suppose Nargrax is resisting the urge to give the hammer of bonking a thumbs up. But
It does have hands now, right?
nah.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, hammer bonking gives a thumbs up to Nargrax. Okay. Okay, yeah, as a turn. Apologies.
Flint's turn.
Can I see what this guy stood on?
He stood on steps. They're wooden plaques with metal railings.
Right.
I don't know exactly what you're about to do then.
Plant on the railings by chance?
No, he had his bone drawn, so he's not leaning.
Yeah, I'm going to cast Create Bonfire to try and set the planks underneath him on fire.
It's
Can you see
specific. It's specifically creating the bonfire under his feet, or
Well, I want to set the planks on fire underneath him. Just try and make him move away from that spot. If possible, fall through the planks. Depends how much.
You can't create it in midair, can you? That's got to be on the ground. So that would be you'd be creating it on the plank that he's on. Okay.
Yeah.
He makes a dex save. I think.
Yeah, 15.
He meets it.
Right, he will still take half damage because of my potent cantrips.
Okie dokie. Do we take? It's just going to be 1d8.
2d8.
Roll damage. Oh, is it 2d8 now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 5th level. I guess we take 7 damage. So the campfire suddenly appears underneath him. He kind of jumps around quickly, just manages to kick his way out of it.
Damn it. End my turn.
Okay, now it's our Symeon's turn.
Okay. I'm gonna... Finian, you're the fastest. Get after him. Talking about the guy on the stairs. And I'm gonna go... and stand in front of Collin. Like, get him to, like, basically get down in front of me and stand in front of him, shield up. I don't know if that counts as giving him some cover.
I'd say you can give him half cover, so that'd be +2 to his AC.
Cool.
At most. But he can still see.
What is the... Just 20 foot?
Yes, I'm going to allow that specifically because Nargrax is also beside him. So I believe you both try to attempt to block him.
Yeah, I basically just like shoved him down at my feet and I'm standing above him. And I guess I'll just hold my turn. Well, end
Okey
my
dokey.
turn, sorry, I'm not trying to hold anything right now.
Now Finion's turn. How much is that? Okay, gotta do a quick bit of math. Okay, Finion, you can make it using a dash action. Goes right up next to him. Ooh, did a dash action take your main turn? Was it?
Dash is an action.
An action.
Action, yep. So his bonus action is going to make an unarmed strike.
Is the plank I cast bonfire on still on fire?
The bonfire's still there. You can't kick it out or anything, can he? Actually, what do we even push 5 feet one way by that?
If he failed. Yeah. It's all above the information. Until the spell ends, it fills a 5-foot cube. Any creature in the bonfire space when you cast the spell succeed on a save. And also must make a saving throw when it moves into the bonfire's face. Oh, first time on a turn it ends there.
Alright. We're still there then.
Finian like ran up the railing. He's a monk. They can run on thin shit.
Yep, and he's going to simply kick him straight in the face.
Oof.
10
Yeah.
damage. Okie dokie. And now it's going to be the end of Finion's turn. Collin is going to crouch a bit more towards Nagrax now. Given both of you are there, I'll give him 3/4 cover. And Collin is going to launch another firebolt. Many hits. Only 2 damage this time.
Every little helps.
Okay, and now that's going to be the last guy's turn. So he's going to take a d8 immediately, or does he need to make another dex save?
It's when his turn ends though.
Oh, so we can just move straight out of it then. Right, in that case, he's going to move that way. He's going to take an opportunity attack from Finion. Finion misses, sadly. Okay, and from a little rucksack he has, he's going to pull out a grappling hook. He's going to swing it and throw it up at one of the ceiling lights. What should I roll for that?
Sleight of hand.
Yeah, I got to select a hand. I'm not going to say it's proficient, so we just have a +2. I would say that just misses, so it clatters against the windowsill and it falls back down onto him. He curses out when that happens, and that's the end of his turn.
So he is
He's on the level above. I just can't remember dragging him down.
there.
No, it's his turn.
Right. How are these two guys looking, Jibbles and Collin?
Collin is looking a lot better than he was. He could take a couple of hits now, definitely.
And Jibbles?
And Jibbles is pretty much minus an arm.
Do you know the wound that his sort of
Yes.
is that still open?
It's going to still be open, yes, but it's not bleeding too badly.
Right. I don't really know how this would really work or whether this really should work. If Nagrax is Jibbles' arm still nearby?
Yes, it is.
If Nagrax picks it up, would he be able to tell whether it would cause an infection if he tried to use Cure Wounds to see if the wound would knit the arm back into place?
Roll intelligence.
Okay.
Actually, no, roll medicine.
Yeah, medicine would probably be a bit. Actually, you know what? Well, let me just
roll whichever one is better for you.
No. I'm just thinking whether I can. I might actually use Nagrax's action to give him guidance on this. Actually, no, I can't really do. No, screw it. I'm just going to roll the medicine roll. 20.
The wound has already been sealed on his arm, so you couldn't attach it this way now.
You can't attach it this way. Okay, fair enough. Worth a try. The wounds on Collin. You said there was like 3 hours in him.
Yes, all centered around his shoulder. One of them's in the chest, though.
Could Nagrax use, because I've already done a medicine check this time. Could Nagrax use his action to remove those with another medicine check?
You can use your interaction to remove them with medicine check.
Did you not just let me have an interaction with that thing for
Yeah, fair point. So yeah.
Yeah, I know
you
I'm
have to use
talking.
your action to-
Yeah, I know I'm
Okay.
talking myself out of it, but yeah, I don't want to take a
Fair
bunch of
point.
actions.
Yeah, you attempt to move one of them. You manage to, you snap on the shafts by accident, but all 3 are still in.
Okay, he can try again next round. So let's see. Still got my bonus action now. Right. I can only move the hammer to about. Yeah, I'm going to start moving the hammer towards this guy, but it can only move 20 feet per turn, so it's going to move to about there.
Yep.
Okay, and that's the end of my turn.
Kaduki Flint.
Where would I have to move to get an angle on this guy?
Given where he is, you'd have to move probably about that far-ish. Be able to see up onto the upper catwalk to just about see him.
No, already then I'd like to move there.
Okay.
And cast Firebolt on that guy.
Firebolt away.
$17.
That does hit.
Yeah, 5 damage.
That's a shame.
Tell me about it.
Okay. So you send out the firebolt. It seems to be a lot more intense as soon as you let it out, but it quickly dissipates over the distance and just kind of flickers against the back of his head when it reaches him, singeing his hair. And do you end your turn?
I do, yeah.
Now Symeon's turn.
I can't see that guy at all from this angle, right?
Nope, you're underneath the walkway.
Okay. If I get to the bottom of the walkway, can I throw something up at him?
You're going to be throwing it through Finian.
Why do you sound like you're actually debating that?
No, I'm not debating that, no. Of course not. There's not a whole lot I can do.
I'm guessing I can't. Too late for me to chuck him a crossbow?
Yes, way too late.
Fair enough.
I'll shout out, Finian, grab him! And I'll move to there for 30 feet, I think it was.
Yep.
It was there. And I'll make a dash action to try and catch up to him.
Oh yeah, you can make a dash action, you can catch right up to him.
I'll go on that side of him.
Oh,
But I can't hold an action, can I? Because that was
Yeah,
my
you've already
action.
used your action. Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'm done.
I hate to do this, but won't you need to make a dex saving throw for going through my bonfire?
Will I? Do?
Mm-hmm. If it's still there, yep.
Cool.
I'm guessing
Would this...
evocation doesn't affect that. I'm guessing it's only AoE attacks.
does my shield...
That's fair point, actually.
I
bonus
didn't think
to-
of that, to be honest.
Does my shield's AC
yes.
go to I here? I don't... Oh no, it's not, because it's an effect that targets only me, so no, it doesn't.
If it does that, if you will allow it, I'd like to let Symeon pass, but if not, then
Is bonfire specifically an evocation spell?
cantrip.
Yeah, but it's from the school of evocation.
It's an evocation cantrip.
Yeah, that's fine then.
Oh, I got a 10 anyway.
Yeah, motion hands allowed it. There's some hot feet.
In fact, no, I lied, sorry. It's a conjuration cantrip.
Okay,
Take the
so
take the damage. Oh, cool.
How much damage is that?
2d8. I think.
3.
Wow, you're incredibly lucky.
Yeah, you're
man.
So 3 damage to Symeon.
Oh, little singe.
Jeez, that could have been immeasurably worse.
Right, so assuming you end your turn.
Yes.
Okay, and now Finion's turn. And Finion is going to run through as well. So he needs to make a dex save. He makes it.
Just like bolts over it.
Yeah, basically he runs up, he sees the bonfire, then he kind of jumps up onto the railing, then jumps up onto the railing on the other side, and then lands past it.
It's like when in Avatar when Ty Lee like runs up the wire. Yeah, he just runs up the railing like that.
And he is going to... he's going to make a... He's going to attempt to grapple the guy. It'll be strength.
I imagine because it's not my turn, I'm not. Well, fucking never mind. I don't need to give him advantage.
To be honest, I'm not even going to have the other guy. Actually, you know what? If he gets a nat 20...
5% chance.
Nah, he didn't. Okay, so Finion grabs him by the shoulders and he outright pulls him down and say he's got him on the floor. He's on top of him. Shut up.
Oh my.
I just thought about that. Shut up. So he's got him down there, and it's now going to be it's those two's turn, and they're just going to stay down there hiding. Now going to be his turn. He's going to attempt to break the grapple. Going to be strength off. Okay. He manages to just about push Finion off. He's going to get up, and then he's going to throw his hook again. I just had a +2 for throwing the hook. Okay, the hook kind of just clatters off the wall. He's kind of disoriented from getting up.
Could I?
Yes, I'm going to let you have an opportunity in the attack, given he's distracted trying to throw the hook.
I was going to say an opportunity attack against the hook. If he's trying to throw it past me.
To be honest, if he'd rolled well, I would have let you, yeah. But he didn't roll well, so it really doesn't matter. Do you want to have an opportunity attack against him?
Oh, absolutely.
Silly question.
Doesn't hit though.
Bless.
Is a 15 hit though?
Yes, it just hurts. Meets it, beats it. Okay, so you swing down, and you kind of mid-swing, you stop yourself and just adjust slightly, and then swing back down. You cut into his left shoulder. He's starting to look quite worse for wear.
Can I use the shield ability to knock him prone?
Not your turn.
Oh right, of course I had an opportunity. My bad.
I want the opportunity to take my turn now, please.
No, my bad. I, for some reason, brain farted on that.
It's okay.
Nagrex, your turn.
Okay, Nargrax, interaction. Try to remove those arrows again.
Go ahead.
from Collin. God's
Nope.
sake, why?
You try to fumble with that one that you snapped, and you're making it a little bit worse, and you deal 1 damage to him.
Fine. For fuck's sake. Screw it. I'm going to. Yeah, I'm actually going to have Nigrax. Actually, you know what? Let me just see how far away this thing is now. No, I still can't quite get there this turn, annoyingly. Hammer will get to, I think it's about here. Oh, didn't mean to move Nigrax as well. Whoops. Oh, wait. Hey, what's going on?
All the
Okay.
things.
Okay, there we go. He's actually here. I'm actually going to have Nigrax try and remove them. Again, as his action, so I'm going to roll medicine a second time.
Go ahead.
Please, just roll better. That's better.
Okay. You see exactly what you were doing wrong when you were trying to remove the arrows. So you quickly just push in very slightly, twist a little bit, and yank it straight out. Then as you do that, you then just grab the other two, do the exact same thing at the same time, and then pull them both out and throw them away.
Okay, cool.
And your turn?
Yeah, that's gonna have to be the end now.
Okay, now Flint's turn.
Hmm. Do you know, because I specified earlier I wanted to set the, what did it was stood on fire?
The thing is, the bonfire is created on top of it, so it kind of doesn't work.
It says the bonfire does ignite flammable objects in its area that aren't being won or carried. So would the bonfire still be there if I attempted to dispel it somehow?
How do you mean?
Well, I've got control flames as another cantrip. I was wondering, could I use that to extinguish it?
Is the bonfire simply concentration, or does it say you can simply dismiss it?
I'm just reading it.
Doesn't
now.
it doesn't specify if I can dismiss it or not.
No, it says absolutely nothing about that.
It's got a duration of a minute.
So 10 rounds.
So I'll go around this one.
I'd say you could use control flames to snuff it out if you wanted them.
Right, so I would like to there and then snuff out the vampire with my control flames.
Okay. And off you end your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Now Symeon's turn.
Alright, I'm gonna slash at this guy twice.
Slash away.
If possible, doing non-lethal to knock him out.
Alright, yeah, go ahead. That hits. Another 11. Okay, that puts him very low. He's quite hurt from that one.
Guess I'll do the second one.
Does not hit.
Even with bless, that's not gonna hit, is it?
Yeah. No.
But I can still now. I can use the Shield Master to try and knock him down, right?
Yes, you can.
Yay.
All right. Strength off. Well, your strength or dex.
Yeah,
Gonna
it'll be
be
his dex. Same either way.
14. Fuck.
Okay.
Oh.
You try and you slam the shield into the side of him, and he kind of just stumbles back against it and pushes you back.
Oh, you're a stubborn fucker.
Fuck you. Do you end your turn?
Yes. You're not going anywhere, boy.
And Finian is going to try 3 punch attacks at him. Non-lethal. Hits. Right, I'll say he just knocks him out. Then I can bother rolling damage. The modifier alone is enough. Okay, so last punch, he slams his fist against the back of his head, and he slams straight into the wall. And then he kind of slumps down, still breathing but unconscious.
I told you.
And combat's over.
Okay.
Hey.
Doom, straight away, could you just remind me the condition of these two guys again? How are they looking now? Combat's done.
Collin looks a little roughed up now, manners and out.
Oh, sorry, it was Gibbles that lost.
Gibbles, sorry. Yeah. And Collin, he looks so and so. You could estimate that he's got half his health. Basically, kind of metagaming.
I mean, I wasn't asking for such specific information. I was just basically like.
That's right, I think to say that.
Yeah, that's alright. I think I'll have Nagrax burn a couple of charges from the healing one like basically he's looking to close the arrow wounds and to just
they do so.
Yeah, I'll do both rolls. Okay, there you go.
Thank you. I'll push him back to full. Thank you. That's. Thanks for that.
I'm sorry we couldn't have helped your attendant with his. Maybe if we take it with us, we could find a way to have it reattached.
Yes. Is there a hospital here?
Do I know if there's a hospital nearby to our location too?
Well, you've already taken someone to a hospital in town.
No, but I mean relative to where we are now.
You don't know of any other hospital other than the one that you went to previously.
Okay, how far is the hospital from where we are doing?
You're currently in the trade district. That was over in the residential district.
So,
it's
kind of halfway across
opposite
town.
top corner.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Nagrax will just shout to the others. We could probably do with taking Gibbles to hospital on account of, well, you know.
Good job, Finian, lad. Get this guy tied up.
Yes.
Sprint back downstairs.
Nagrax will actually shout over to Finian as well. Finian, did you see anyone on your way into here? I think someone locked us in this room initially.
What's he saying up? The man, I think he went into the side room. I just kind of ran past. I ignored him.
Hearing that, I'm immediately just going to sprint up here and spot this door.
Okay.
I'll
The
follow
door is shut
Finian.
as you get to it.
Does it look locked?
You could probably assume so.
I'm just going to bash it down.
I'd like
Make
to
a strength
assist.
check.
Can I assist in
Advantage.
giving him
Yep, go ahead.
Are you going to... Oh, it has to do the... Wow, alright. I rolled 2 4s. So 12.
Ah.
Plus my strength.
Well, you know what? This isn't like it's one of the metal things. You slam into the door, and I say that you slam in a second time, and that just kind of just books it just enough, and it just creaks open. And standing in front of you is the human from before, and he's just kind of holding a rusted short sword with 2 hands in front of him, and he's like,
I'll look down at the sword and just hold mine towards him. What do you think you're going to do with that? Toss it aside.
He just kind of lets it drop through his hands. I needed the money. That's all it was. It was just, I needed the money.
Who hired
Oh.
you?
You won't have to pay for meals because I heard you get it for free in prison. And I'll grab him and pull him with me.
I'll see. All right, grab him. Now, was Flint going to ask something then? Sorry.
I'm going to ask who hired you.
I don't know the names. I please, not so tight. Listen, I was just approached by a group of 3, a woman, 2 men. They didn't tell me the names. They didn't have any insignias. They just told me someone who's coming and inspecting. They were going to pay some money, just lock the doors, just wait until they're done, let them out. That was all it was. He looks through the bars over here, and he sees the bodies. Oh God! He sees the merchandise that's been kind of smashed all over the place over here. Oh God! Oh no, God! Ah.
Oh, in all, I think you got off pretty light with this place. Our friend here is quite known for his heated discussions. Are any of the people that approached you here?
Did you generally take him around all of them? I
Yeah,
assume.
yeah. I imagine I'll go and just gather all the bodies up together.
Okay. You generally make your way around, and he looks at each of them in turn. No, 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 and no. Sorry, no. I don't. I don't know them. Sorry.
Where did you meet these people?
They just approached me one day. I was just sat at the counter over there in the room that you found me in. They just offered me some business. That's all. Just business, okay? Just business.
What were they wearing?
Raincoats, leather armor, plain clothes underneath. It was honestly nothing special.
I'm just like musing over this, stroking my beard.
One had tattoos up her arm. The woman, the main one that talked.
Describe her.
She had olive skin. The tattoo was kind of like entwining rope. I didn't really look too much at her, to be perfectly honest. She kind of, well, the armor wasn't practical. It kind of showed a bosom, and it was kind of, well, you know.
Can I like try and quickly draw the tattoos we saw on the guy previously on a piece of parchment?
Yeah, sure. Roll sleight of hand for that. See how well you draw.
Not very well. 9.
I'd say you get the basic idea across, and he kind of nods towards you.
So does it look anything like this?
Yeah, sort of like that, yes.
Sounds like. Did we actually identify the guy as being part of Cult of Eldaf?
Didn't he have some token or something on him?
I mean, he mentioned the order wasn't pleased with Nargrax, but I don't know if he specifically referenced Eldaf.
That's more or less your takeaway.
I'll just say to Symeon, sounds like Eldaf to me.
What would they want with Lord? Hang on. Lord Ragdamire? Do you remember
Yes.
that right?
Indeed, you did.
Lords are rich and powerful. Maybe he was causing them trouble in Foul.
He did seem opposed to their ways. Underhanded tricks. Should come out in the open and face us.
Do I know about the one they took alive?
I'd say yeah. Pinion's dragged him down by now, and the stairs not being too gentle with him.
Can I still like grabbing this guy in tow, make sure he doesn't run off? Can I inspect the dead bandits? See what they got
Yeah,
on
go
them.
ahead.
Anything identifying?
Roll for each body that you check.
That was 4, right? Yeah.
Yep. Okay. You root through the bodies. I'm going to say each of them you find a coin purse. For two of them, roll 3d6. So 3d6 twice. Okay, you find a combined 21 gold from them. From the 18, you find a bit of a dirty piece of parchment. On it is written in common an address, which is for this place, and a name, which is Collin Magdemeyer. And you also find another coin purse. This one, roll 3d20. Okay, find 35 gold on that one. And for the nat 20, again, you find another dirty piece of paper with the same info on it. You find a coin purse. This one is 5d20, as well as a little. I'm going to say a little golden ring. That's 57 gold.
Does the gold ring, is it just plain? Is there any?
As you look it over, there's no inscriptions on it. There seems to be like it's got a little kind of vine design. Seems like it's just a little ornate ring.
Can I check these guys for tattoos?
Oh yeah, so yeah, you look over the bodies and you don't find any on them. But then you find curiously on two of them there are a series of little crosses on the left leg.
Do I recognise the crosses at all, or are they just crosses to me?
Just crosses, like X crosses.
Well, they have crosses on them, but nothing like the guy we fought in the alleyway. I don't think these will be coming back to life on us anytime soon.
You want me to make sure? I'll point my sword down to one of their throats.
Colin will speak up at this point. We must get Gibbles to a hospital, and we need to get these to the authorities to deal with them.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now Grax has picked up Gibbles' arm as well, just to clarify.
Okie dokie.
Wrap that in something. I've seen enough dismembered limbs in my time. You want to keep them as clean as you can?
Thank you.
I don't suppose there's any
4D chest doom. I'm 2 steps ahead of you.
Yeah, I was thinking about the arm being infected as well. Can Nigrex check to see whether the arm is already being infected at this point with a medicine?
Well, there's no blood flow to it, so it kind of hard to tell. You have to roll really high.
Gonna give myself
If there is one.
guidance on this check. Yeah, I mean just a cursory glance, really.
You're giving yourself a hand.
How about a standing ovation?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to roll 2d4. Beg your pardon. So, 2 rolls of 20. Modified, mind.
You're generally looking over the arm. It seems like it's with no blood flow, there doesn't seem to be any sign of an infection yet. As far as you can tell.
Okay, now Grax will say, it doesn't seem that the arm's infected yet. We could probably get a better idea once we get to a hospital. We only know of the one, so we should probably get there immediately. It is across the town, so time is of the essence. Finian, perhaps you come with me with Gibbles and Collin, just in case we encounter any trouble on the way.
Okay, sure.
You don't want us together?
Ideally, yes, but we need to move quickly. I just mean that we'll go slightly ahead of you. If you want to kind of cover us from the back.
Message if you need. I'll hold up the rock again. Finian's got one that connects to mine.
Colin will point towards the human and the bandits. get them to the guards and get rid of them.
Eldaf have quite a
So-
lot of sway in this city. Maybe the guards aren't the best port of call.
If you have a better suggestion, then do that. With that, he'll get up and he'll be helping Gibbles along.
Nagrax will generally be making sure that these guys
Oh.
are steady on the feet.
Oh, Nagrax, I'll hand him my bag of tricks. Actually, what's that called? Yeah, I'll hand him my bag of tricks.
Okay.
Use this if need be.
Okay. Thank you, Flint. Okay.
Okey-dokey.
Nagrax will take that into possession for the time being.
So, how are you guys moving then? What are you doing?
Before we leave, I want to ask this guy. Does the Church of Eldath store anything here?
Eldaf? No.
Are there any sort of emblems on the crates, or are they just plain?
There's going to be different brands on them for different traders.
Do I recognize any of them?
Roll intelligence. Actually, no, roll perception, I'm going to say, actually. Okay, you're looking around them all, and actually, you see a brand that you actually reckon as being something similar with Velen. Just a couple of crates that are kind of off by themselves to one side in little dry spots.
We'll catch up to you. Flynn, look over there. And I'll motion to the crates that I spotted.
Do I also recognise these crates, or is it?
Just say Symeon says.
Yeah.
Something.
Fair
Isn't
enough.
that Velen? His shop. What is he storing here? We'll say to the guy.
I don't tend to go through the merchandise. I just sell this stuff. Okay.
Hope you don't mind us going. Hope you don't mind us looking for ourselves. And I'll try and pry one of the crates open. I'll grab up one of the bandits' like swords or something to use as a crowbar, or if there's a crowbar lying around.
I'll just say you outright end up managing to open it. Inside the crates, you see there's a lot of different parchment materials. So the same sort of standard of stuff that's used for him to make his spell scrolls. You see a lot of basic components around. So basically, you see the components that you need to be able to make spell scrolls cost-wise. For at least low-level spell scrolls.
You make use of any of this stuff, Flint?
He has crashed, so he's
Oh.
dropped out completely.
Oh,
So
sure. Yeah, right.
yeah, you just make the decision for now then.
Okay. I guess we'll scoop up whatever. I guess Flint can decide. But when Zach's back, I guess he can decide what he wants to take. But we'll scoop up whatever he decides is useful.
Okay.
And I want to save at least one piece of parchment. And I want to write, "Our business isn't done yet." And I'll sign it, The Slayer, and I'll just put it back in the crate. Because I imagine
Okay.
Velen might come looking for his stuff.
Okie dokie then.
And then I'll drag him out. And we'll follow these guys to the hospital, but if we spot a guard on the way.
Just before we switch scenes, I'm going to say, whilst you're going along the way, you pass some guards and you hand over the unconscious person. You give a quick update of why that person's like that and tied up, and you generally give over the guy that's responsible for it all, etc.
Yeah, I'll make sure to hand over the orders they got.
Mhm.
And,
Yes, I would like to take the spell scroll stuff.
Yeah, so
How much of it?
we'll take it all. You decide what's useful later.
I'll figure out exactly the cost for stuff that you got later.
Right.
Right, and now, Nagrax, you're making your way through the town quite quickly with Collin and Gibbles.
Looking
Hey,
around
Gibbles is
just
stumbling. quite a bit. Roll a perception check twice.
Yep.
Hey, you just see the normal
Okay.
kind of things they expect to see generally around town.
Right. If Jibbles seems like he's struggling, Nagrax will slow his pace just to make sure that he doesn't stumble and fall.
Okie dokie.
But yeah, moving as quickly as he can without, causing further harm to either party.
Okie dokie. You guys make your way there, and actually the same crowd that you saw when you were at the hospital last time is outside it again. They're haggling, well, basically harassing an elven couple who seem to be wanting to go into the hospital. But you guys end up making your way past them. Unabated.
Okay.
You make your way side to the counter, and there's a little gnome. It looks up at you. Hi there. How can we help you?
Okay, Nagrax will say as he approaches, "This man was attacked. He holds out his arm as well. He lost an arm in the encounter. I'm not sure if this can be reattached, but he needs urgent medical care."
What end do you hold the arm out?
What do you mean? What end do I hold it?
He's giving it a handshake. He's holding the soggy end.
So basically, Nagrax is holding. So the arm wound is visible to the guy because he's basically trying to say this
so
is
you're holding it by the hand. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so you're waving around this severed arm in front of him, and he kind of just goes, oh my, okay, oh Jibbles, right, give me the arm. You kind of hand the arm over to him, and he's kind of struggling to hold it up. Oh god. He kind of twirls his finger in the air, and a little alarm goes off. I need help! And then people start moving in quite quickly, and they kind of come on. They see Jibbles, and Collin goes with him as they kind of rush him into some of the back rooms. And then you're left with Finian and you.
Okay. Have the others caught up yet?
I'd say you guys have caught up. You kind of just seen the commotion as Jibbles has been quickly escorted away with Collin.
Have they said anything yet, Nagrax?
No. For some reason, they seemed rather apprehensive when I showed them Jibbles' arm.
Sounds like something I'd do.
We should probably wait. We can't rule out the possibility that more attackers may try to come here if they discovered their friends failed.
Oh yes, good point.
Nagrax will go and just sit down somewhere in the room to basically wait to see what happens with Jules and Collin.
Can I? Which way did they go? Which room did they go?
I assume that Nagrax saw that, do.
Yeah, he did.
So Nagrax just motioned over towards the direction where he saw them go.
Keep watch out here. I'm gonna go keep watch over them. I still want to go and watch the door. Can I see in the door? Does it have any sort of window on it?
The doors that you got to have, it's basically a double door, and they kind of got windows built into them. It leads into a hallway, which has a series of doors going off on either side, and then turns as you get to the end of it.
Do you want me to join you, Symeon?
Yes. Smart plan. Two of us, we can find them quicker. I want to go up, just peek in the doors, try and see which room they went into.
As you start to open the doors and peek in, from around the corner, you see a little halfling walking, turning around the corner, coming towards you guys.
Is it hospital staff?
Yes, it is.
Ah, is it male or female?
It's going to be female.
Did you say? Madam.
Oh, you all right there?
Your staff, they just took a man who was missing an arm. Which room did they go into?
Oh, I did hear the bell, but I was a little bit busy with someone throwing up. I'm not too sure which room they went into, but I'm going to assume they're probably doing this one of the surgery rooms. One of them just became occupied.
Yes.
It's just, down the hall to the right. Third one along.
Thank you very much.
There
Have a
should
nice
be a
day.
little glowing blue light outside of it. Yes, thank you. I'm now stuck on jester duty. It seems a little gnome intern was a little bit just overwhelmed. Um, Anyway, if you walk
Maybe he
through
just
and
needs
goes over to reception.
a good clap on the back. I'll elbow Flint. And I'll stride down the hall. To look in this room that they're performing said real.
The room you go to, there is a window in the door. You peek in, and you can see them kind of cutting open where the arm was and inspecting the arm. There's various mechanical items dotted around, and some of them seem to work by magic, some of them seem to work by other means that you're not too sure about. Collin is kind of overlooking off to the side, kind of looking quite worried.
Can I try and get his attention without going in?
I'm going to say outright, unless you make a big scene, he's probably not going to notice.
Waving at the window. Call it. What? Oh. He'll find us. Well, you want to take a seat?
What floor are we on at the hospital?
Ground floor.
Are there any windows in the room?
No, there's not actually. It appears to be a sealed room.
I'll just sit outside the door so I'm not obstructing anyone, but able to keep watch.
Okay. You guys all now wait.
Yep.
I'm going to say about 3 hours passes before anyone leaves. Little gnome that had previously been at the desk walks out. He looks a bit kind of shell-shocked-ish, the way it was suddenly all thrust upon him. He's got a little bit of blood on his hands. He's kind of wiping it on a handkerchief. What are you?
What's the
guys
situation,
doing?
Doc?
Hi. The person in there, he's fine. He'll be okay. He'll get some limited movement back. It wasn't too long since it had been severed. That was something. He starts walking down the hall in a different direction than the actual main area.
Well, thank you for your help. He looked a little green around the gills, didn't he? Like he'd never seen a severed limb before.
To be fair, Symeon, I don't think I had
You're not
either
with him
before.
now, Grex.
Yeah, you're not with us.
Oh, right, sorry. I thought we all sat in the reception together. Sorry.
No, they went off.
We went to surgery room because we're
Ah, right. Sorry. Apologies.
Right. Say about another half an hour passes, and Collin steps outside, and then he sees you both there. Oh, thank you.
My lord, we had to make sure there was no treachery.
We're still under contract to protect you, am I?
Yes, of course. Thank you. Well, the contract is now over. I thank you for your service.
Nonsense. We'll see you to the edge of town at least.
I don't think we're going to be leaving for a little bit now. Gibbles is going to need a little bit of time to recover. Sorry.
Wow.
I had a word with some of the medical staff. They're going to see about setting up a little something for us to keep us protected here.
Well, contract or no, you contact the guild. We will be here.
Many thanks.
We failed you back in that warehouse, and for that, I'm sorry.
You got us out alive. Without you, though, we wouldn't have gone out of that. I'll be able to give you your pay in a few hours' time. I'll get it sent to the guild. I'll get a messenger.
Thank you, my lord.
You're welcome. If you ever travel to Fallon and you need help, feel free to get in touch with me.
I'll share a knowing glance with Flint. Thank you, sir. Be appreciated.
You're most welcome. I mostly operate a transportation business there for goods and services, though my father is a bit more high up in the ranks for the city. So if something goes wrong, we might be able to help out.
I just have a concerned look at Symeon there.
Oh, the business is called Randomized Ramblings.
It's a fine name for a fine man. Hope your business concludes well.
Yes, so do I. Much better than this, but if you don't mind, I'm gonna go back inside.
Yes, give our best to Gibbles when he wakes.
I will, of course. With that, he goes back in.
Well, the job well done, I suppose. Could have gone better. Could have gone worse. I don't know about you, but I need to wash off this blood and get a drink and a hearty meal.
I'm just looking a bit defeated, having watched the tiefling girl die and then someone get so badly injured on the watch. So like, yes, a drink should do us good.
I'll put my hand on his shoulder. Come now. Do not dwell on what you failed to do. Look only to the future, while you will succeed. I don't sound wholly convincing when I say that. And I'll start walking down the hallway back to the other guys.
You rejoin Nagrax and Finian back in the main hall. A halfling is sat behind the desk. They're looking over some paperwork generally.
Okay.
The intern has not returned.
As you guys approach Nagrax, he'll ask, "So, how are they?"
He'll live. Needs a bit of time to recover, but the arm was reattached fine. Collin seems a little shell-shocked. I don't blame him.
It's unfortunate that we couldn't have stuck a little bit closer to them. I suppose it all happened rather quickly, didn't it?
Yes, I let myself get overcome with the lust for battle.
I wouldn't blame yourself too much, Symeon. I should have stayed a bit closer myself.
Well, what's done is done.
They're alive, which is... It's a victory, Symeon.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Can I poke my head outside? Is there anything interesting going on out there?
Yeah, the group from before that was kind of haggling with the elven couple seems to have moved on. It just seems to be another normal day in Crop.
Have the elves moved on?
Yes, they have. I say that Nagrax actually saw them come in and get seen to, and they've left since.
What was happening outside? We were in a rush, we didn't look too close. More tieflings?
No, elves were being cackled this time.
Elves? They don't have a problem with elves, do they? Did I miss something? Are they attacking all the races now?
I'll just like say under my breath, like fucking hell, Daff in Elvish.
I'd say Nagrax, when you went past, you caught a very brief glimpse of it, and they were criticizing them for their ears, seeming devilish.
I didn't really hear much of the conversation, but from the little I did hear, they seemed to think that ears evoke some sort of demonic imagery. I suppose at least that part is consistent with Aldaf, but this is worrying. I suppose with the tieflings being driven more or less out of the town, they're looking for new targets.
Can I, as you
Well,
mentioned the ears, can I like glance over at Finian to see what kind of reaction he had to that?
You actually notice his ears drooped a little bit in worry.
I'd like to speak to her in Elvish. We won't let them harm you, Finian.
If they try to harm me, well, if they tried to harm some elves here, there'd be a very big fight.
Did he say that back in Elvish?
Yes.
I just like laugh at him. It's like, haha, that's the spirit.
What? What was the joke? What did I
Oh.
miss? I'm looking very excited.
Oh,
What did I-
nothing.
What did I miss? Come now,
Oh,
you
nothing.
speaking that strange tongue.
Oh,
Shep-
nothing. Finian just told me what would happen if they tried to do to the elves what they did to the tieflings.
Well, if there's anything of our friends that go by, they don't think they'll get far.
Exactly. I just say nudging Finian.
Maybe that's what you guys do.
I'll head back to the guild if no one else wants to do anything.
Nargax will do likewise.
I'll hang back with my back on the way. This is troubling. I know you are not of the humankind. I've never seen one of your kind before. I'm not too sure what you are, to be honest. But it's possible they may target you as well.
I would have already have reason to target me directly, though.
That is true.
Or, I suppose, really, we don't know who that cultist priest was aligned with. I suppose we assume Eldef, but I wouldn't rule out the possibility of another party again. Quant seems to be full of mysteries and dangers. I was actually thinking of perhaps going to the library at some point. I want to learn more about the enemy that we're fighting against.
My ears pick up when it says library. So, do you need any assistance with that?
It's occurred to me, honestly, Flint, of just how little I know about the outside world. I spent all of my life in Chandris before coming here, and really seeing the old town chief again. It opened my eyes as to, even though a lot seems to have changed, there's still precious little I really know about everything else. And I think really if we're going to be successful, we need to be less ignorant.
Well, back in the village I'm from, I used to be the librarian. Maybe I can assist in your search.
I would appreciate your help, Flint.
I'm looking a bit downcast that I'm surrounded by dogs.
What's- There's nothing to hit in the library, Symeon, I'm sorry to say.
There's lots of heavy books.
I was taught to read and write. That's about as far as my interaction with books go. But if you insist,
If the priest comes back to the
Yes.
guild, I think we need to have a better understanding of exactly what's going on. We've caused the guild quite a lot of trouble already, and I don't really want to cause them any more on our account, so we need to try and be better prepared for such things that come up.
yes, all right, you're right.
I'd just like to tell Symeon. I'm going to quote Tyrion Lannister at him. It's like, the mind needs books like swords need whetstones.
Who is Tyrion Lannister?
I don't mention Tyrion Lannister, but I mention the quote. Yes.
That name sounds ridiculous.
Ah, books keep the mind sharp.
Yes.
Oh, I understand now.
It's like, this is how I know my power is mine and not this thing that's haunting me.
Ah, you make a valid point. All right. Fine.
So you guys make your way back to the guild hall.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Did we spot anything? Sorry to interrupt. Did we spot anything noteworthy on the way back? Are people still watching us?
I'm gonna say people are not really paying attention to you guys as you guys move.
Cool.
You made your way back to the guild hall, and it seems a bit quiet today. Not too much going on with them. Cerna greets you as you come in. How did the VIP go?
My face just tracks as she says that.
Successfully.
Albeit
Wasn't
with
without
some
its
That's good.
wasn't without its
complications.
problems. But another job. Well done.
Well, so long as it was a success, that's good.
Yes, indeed.
It's like, oh, who's paying Frank this time? I just realised.
I mean, I would be happy to pay him. Frank, a gold, is it not?
Ah, yes.
Toss Frank
No,
a
no,
gold.
no. I'll pull out one of the gold I got from the bandits. No, you know what? I'll pull out 2 gold that I got from the bandits. They didn't
what's
need
this
any
for?
more. For a job well done, Frank.
Ah, thanks.
Nygrax will give Frank his gold as well, even if Symeon offers.
Yeah.
So I guess 3 gold.
So I sell off
wow.
them and
Oh, wow, I'm being treated today. What's going on?
Yes.
You gonna kill me or something? He also starts nibbling on the dagger.
it's like, I doubt we could, Frank. You seem quite a formidable individual.
Not this day, Frank. Not this day.
He kind of morphs into his little halfling form. Ah, well, you know. Thanks. He's still chewing on the dagger while he's like this.
It's like, do you drink, Frank? Care to join us?
Yeah, why not? So you guys drink and eat into as the evening passes and into the night. I'd say you probably got about 4 hours of free time if you want to do anything with that time.
Work on a spell scroll.
You say you make 4 hours of progress on your chosen spell scroll.
Can I glance back at the job board? Is there any new jobs of our rank since we've been gone?
No, it's completely blank.
Did you say it was 24 hours work to complete one, by the way, Doom?
It depending on the level, if I remember right. Let's just quickly double check.
I said I was working on a counter spell scroll. So a 3rd level. Hmm.
So on the books, but I haven't bookmarked the page. Is it 3rd level?
Yeah.
Oh no, it takes like 20 days. Oh,
20 days.
yes.
Ouch.
Well, not 20 full days. 20 times 8. So it's going to take 160 hours. I'm going to... Actually, you get a decrease in that. Or do you?
No, it's an adjuration spell, not a...
I'm going to
Thank
drop
you.
that down. I'm just going to say it's going to be 8 days worth of work.
8 days.
It's still a bit much. I'm going to say it's going to have taken you 20 hours, 24 hours overall. Let's just go back with that.
Okay.
Back with the original thing. So you got
Alrighty
4
then.
more hours of progress towards it.
It's probably one of those things where you have to kind of
Yeah.
scale the downtime to, how much you're realistically going to get with the way the campaign is structured.
Just
That is
like, I'm,
very true.
like, for some reason, I'm cursing to myself in Elvish. It's like, oh, I should have picked a less complicated spell for my first scroll.
Does Nagrax Simi do anything with the free time?
I I think Nigrex said pretty much all he wanted to say to the group early on, so he will just be having a drink and just generally making small talk.
Yeah, can I spot Lorena around? Is she around today?
You don't see it today, no.
Can I like call back to Serna? Is Lorena around?
Oh, I don't think she really left today. I think she was working on something.
Or
She said-
someone. Like shout over so they can hear me.
Eh, Maybe.
I'll slap Flint.
It's like I'm on his own Reginald. It's like watch the ink, watch the ink.
minus an hour.
Damn it.
Nice.
Not really.
By the way, doing his music stop.
Oh, yeah, that's.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just couldn't hear anything.
Okay, so a bit of time passes and your reward arrives. You get given 50 gold pieces each, and you get 2 rolls of a D100. Who wants to make them?
I do.
No.
Yeah,
Not
just not me. Yeah, I understand.
Okay, so a
Did you
34
want
and a
them
41.
Separate. Oh,
Give me a second.
it's kind of fucking lame actually. Out of 200.
Okay, so a little messenger arrives with the gold and with 2 items. It hands over a cloak of elven kind and a hat of disguise. God damn it.
A full power out of disguise. Raise his eyebrow.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
We got it from you, Doom. We fucking got it.
1 in 100, well, technically 2 in 100 chance, and you manage it.
What table were you getting off?
Item table F.
Fair enough. Yeah.
There's a lot of decent things on there. I just really didn't expect you to just get that. Like, okay. Well, I expect you to get the Gauntlets of Orc power again, or whatever.
I mean, honestly, that would
Ogre
be
power.
useful. Not for me, but for
Fuck,
Symeon.
wouldn't that be really good for like Finian? Or do his fists? Are
He-
they finesse?
He
weapons?
uses finesse. for them.
I have to
God
say, they'd be
damn, such a
okay for.
strength for a monk. Holy
But,
shit.
Symeon, what is your strength?
20.
Ah, okay, so they won't.
Alright, so we
I maxed it
Fine,
out when I hit 6th level, I think.
Fair enough. We
Can
could.
can I look over the cloak? Like, do I know what it is?
there's a little piece of paper that describes both items.
Oh, I'll read it.
And this hat of disguise is a top hat with flowers all over it.
Oh, a fancy top. Oh wait, there's a card. Hang on. A hat of disguise. Oh, we already have one of these, do we not? Is anyone wearing the fez right now?
Nagrax
I
has it
give
in his
Nagrex got
possession.
it. Yeah. I assume Nagrex has got it on his head, on his bald head.
Are you?
Yeah.
You just wear it all the time. You just have to activate it. or-
You know what? Yeah, sure. Nagrax is wearing the fez.
Well, you have a nice collection of hats growing now. That's 2. Congratulations, Nargrax. Guess you got to keep the sun off the ball somehow. I'll turn my attention back to the card.
By the way, at this point, Nagrax will say, "Oh yes, I'll give this back to you as well, Flint." He hands Flint back the bag of tricks.
Yeah. I can see you didn't need to use it. That's good.
That's fortunate, but this does belong with you.
Now I'll put it back in my bag.
Okay, and Nagrax has got another hat of disguise now. Actually, I think what Nagrax will do is, I think Nagrax is going to give the hat of disguise fez to. Yeah, I think he'll give it to Flint,
Oh,
and he'll keep the regular. He'll keep
You'll
the.
keep the top hat.
Yeah.
Okay.
It probably fits his head a bit better.
It does, yes.
How many charges does the one Nargrax give me have?
Two
2
per day.
charges.
It's gonna be recharged 1 per day, but give me now got a full one, just got both charges per day. Yeah. Shenanigans afoot.
Can I just use one charge of this hat to make it look like a wizard hat?
It changes you. It doesn't change the hat. The hat always stays the same, no matter what you do.
Oh, damn it.
Surprised no one's actually commented on the fez then so far too.
Good point. Why has no one commented on the fez so far?
Maybe a fez is a
Well-
common headpiece. Maybe everyone's wearing a fez.
I just forgot to tell you all. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the cloak do? What's the cloak do?
Literally, you got D&D Beyond. You could have looked it up.
Could I?
Yes.
I
You do
wanted
have
to
D&D
tell me.
Beyond. What have you been using?
I wanted you to tell me.
The sets and checks against you have disadvantage, and you have advantage on dexterity stealth checks.
Cloak of Elvenkind. Ooh. Now, to metagame a little bit here, I have disadvantage on stealth.
It'd make it just
So
regular
if
roll.
I had this, it'd be a regular roll like everybody else.
Yep.
Would you guys prefer that, or you want someone else to just have straight advantage?
Completely up to you guys.
We just.
Do we have to discuss this now?
Oh, no, you can do it later.
Alright.
Okay, and with that, you guys would end up continuing to eat and drink a bit, and then before retiring to bed.
Alrighty then.
We're not partying as heartily tonight.
Not
The
tonight.
No,
mood seems a little bittersweet.
Oh, more dreams. No. Can we just have a peaceful night's sleep, Doom? Is that so much to ask?
yes.
Yeah, apparently it is. Okay.
Flint,
Yes.
the shadow stands over you in bed during the night.
Right.
It looks down at you.
Am I still awake? Am I awake at this point, I guess?
You are. I
So
have
we've
a
got-
gift for you, Flint. And we end the session.
You monster.
Hey, Doom, do we get a long rest at least?
Yes. Yes, you do.
Yay.
Okay, I'm
Oh.
gonna add that cloak to my inventory at least, just so I remember we have it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fair enough.
If someone else wants it.
How did you manage to roll the hat of disguise?
We need a
Just
win.
how?
We need a win, Doom.
What was some of the stuff on there? Hang on.
Let's have a little check. Let's see. You got actually, there's wing boots on there.
What page is it for that particular table?
Dungeon Master Guide, a 146. Yeah, if you got 100, you would have got a pair of winged boots, and they could let you fly. So they would have been really good.
Fucking hell, that's good.
Mm.
Yes, I was flicking through them. I thought, you know what, this gives some pretty solid stuff. Yeah. Well, this one would have been about appropriate for level with some really good opportunities. Doing some adamite armor.
Some good stuff. Cloak of Protection, is that just like a +1 AC?
Not 100% with all the things off the top of my head. I need to actually look them up independently.
Yeah, some adamantine armor would have been good.
Anything to boost Flint's AC would have been good.
She could have got
Sentinel shield.
javelin
Oh,
launching.
that would have been on magic.
Is that
items
a
and
shield with
icons
the
and things.
sentinel feet on it? Because
Have
if
to look it
so, oh my god. Yeah, I can just look it up, huh? Technology!
I do remember the Sentinel Shield being one that I picked out for Nargrax. I think that's advantage on initiative or something, or a plus to it at least.
Yeah, advantage on initiative rolls and wisdom perception checks.
Yeah, that sounds right.
It would make sense for Nargrax as well, I guess. The shield is emblazoned with a symbol of an eye.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense.
It's not showing up for me in D&D Beyond.
Using 5e.tools.
Where is that one? What number is it?
The Sentinel Shield.
Oh, it's right there. It's not popping up for me either. Oh well.
It's only just because we're at the end of the stream here. I'm just going to start the shout-out section in a second.
Whoop, whoop.
Just to...
You guys could have gotten really lucky. You could have got a Trident of Fish command.
I did
Great.
see that.
So it turns us into Aquaman?
Kind of a less awesome version of Aquaman.
Dude, I want
Oh,
the
God.
slippers of spider climbing. Just because the image of those is fucking great. It's just a straight up pair of slippers, but they're all web designed. It looks so stupid, but so awesome at the same time.
Anyway, I'm just going to start the shout-outs here. So, we start with Doom.
Hello.
Okay.
I'm Doom. Doom.
Okay,
I've been streaming. I've been jumping into Sawhod every night with Bug and Zach,
Yeah, with these two people.
compatriots. Yes.
When I decide
And-
to join.
Well, yeah. When you decide, I'm not going to play. Okay, I'm going to play.
It's like, oh man, I've got to fight a horde. Well, I'm out.
We're actually doing quite well at it, haven't we?
We have been doing really well, to be fair.
What day are we on now?
Farther than I thought we would get.
Yeah.
Probably about day 18, 19.
In a rare circumstance, Bug has the most kills.
Yeah.
We, I kind of do regret it, but we'll be letting you go ape shit with explosives, and you've been having fun. So
I like explosives. To be fair, it's mostly benefited us. You've set us on fire more than I've blown you up.
Fair enough.
He's got
Yeah,
you there.
that's already been quite fun. Generally been enjoying that quite a bit. And to be honest, we're probably not going to be able to go back to the basic game now because of it.
Probably not now. Anything else to do?
No, I'm good.
Okay, moving on to me. So, this is me. Subscribe to me on YouTube, follow me on Twitter, Twitch, and Discord. Did Crash Bandicoot a couple of nights back. That was a pretty fun stream, just completely impromptu following Elf's Spyro. We should have really started before the raid, but never mind. But I'll probably be playing Crash again tomorrow, maybe. I've not completely decided yet, but if not that, we'll be back with Horde of the Dragon Queen on Saturday at 9. But that's everything from me, so let's move on to Zach.
Hi, I'm Zach.
Okay. You were streaming Symphony of the Night yesterday.
I was.
Powering through that, I mean, Richter gave you a little bit of trouble.
I just needed the right armor to fight him, which I got.
Yeah, vampire seeking out that holy armor.
Yep. But hoping to stream Saturday, where I start the reverse castle. That thing the game gives you no indication about.
Yeah, aren't all games great at just not holding you by the hand at all?
I don't want it to hold me by the hand. I want to cuddle.
And on that note, let's move on to...
Let's have a cuddle.
No, not right now. So, here you go, Alf.
Oh, hi. That's all I got.
So,
No, I'm just joking. Follow me on all the things. I'm playing Spyro the Dragon on Twitch right now. Thanks for that segue, Bug. And probably going to do Crash some point after that too. You've inspired me. We've inspired each other. How about that?
Maybe, yeah. Have you played Crash before? Out of interest?
Yes, I've played Crash 3 the most. I've played 1 and 2 a little bit.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, I'm sure you'll have fun with it. They're pretty easy games to get into. But, yeah, we could probably just go into a whole conversation about that. So, we'll resist the temptation to go off on a tangent, and we will end the stream here. So, for anyone who is still watching, thank you very much for tuning in and staying with us the whole way, if you have indeed stayed the whole way, and I'm just coming in at the end.
And
I see you there, Lewis, watching.
and we shall speak to you all next time.
Bye bye.
I know.